This is your Wall Street wake-up call. It is the first trading session of September, a historically down month for stocks. Let's bring in Johann Stanzel now. He's the chief market analyst at CMC Markets, joining us now from Frankfurt, Germany. So, Johann, do you read into these statistics that typically September is a bad month? I mean, how would you characterize the markets right now?
Well, I'm more focused on the actual happenings and actions in the markets. Actually, there is a Fed meeting where nobody really expects that the Fed and Janet Yellen will do anything, and that is a risk. They might be underpricing the risk of a rate hike. There were several precedents of the Federal Reserve saying that there could be 2 rate hikes. So that would mean September and December. So that could potentially be a very volatile month.
So you're saying this September in 2016 is perhaps different than previous Septembers, because September of last year was pretty stable, especially coming off of that correction we saw in August of 2015.
Absolutely. If you look at the past weeks, they have been very quiet, and now volume is coming back because everybody's coming off of their vacations. They come back to their working tables and start trading again. So volume is coming back, and now the really serious prices will be made. I think that from a basis of everything, we have a 4-year election cycle, presidential election cycle. So if you look at the past 100 years, you see that in an election year, which is of course this year, you see that normally the Dow Jones makes a bottom in May and then goes into a rally which lasts until the end of the year. So September could be very volatile, but in the end could prove to be a positive month again.
So is there a playbook as we head into September for either direction, either a rally or a possible correction?
Actually, as a technical analyst, I'm watching the Dow Jones right now, which is moving sideways for 1.5 or 2 months now. On the lower bound of that sideways range, we have 18,250. On the upper bound of that sideways range, we have 18,600. So I'm just waiting and sitting on my hands here and watch what the Dow Jones is doing. Is it breaking out to the upside? That would be a continuation signal for the rally. Should it break down to the lower bound of that 18,250, that would mean that there could be a correction of 2.5 to 3%.
All right, and before we let you go, let's talk about Friday's all-important August jobs report here in the U.S. How are you feeling in terms of the ripple effects throughout the markets that this number could have?
There was Stanley Fischer speaking after Janet Yellen just the past weekend, and he said that the NFP numbers for August coming out tomorrow will weigh on the decision the Federal Reserve is going to make regarding future monetary policy. And so that would be very interesting to see the volatility tomorrow after he said that this could be the decisive factor for possibly a September rate hike, because Stanley Fischer is one of the guys actually saying that it's possible still to have 2 rate hikes this year. So the data will be very important. Should it come in better than expected, this could increase or give some more power to the dollar rally.
All right, Johann Stanzel, the chief market analyst at CMC Markets. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.